Hi, dolls. Coming up next is me, your great Aunt Lena. And for you, I got words of wisdom about love, life, golf, and getting a job. Looking forward to it.
Good afternoon and welcome to Picking Up the Pieces, where we dare to persevere and help young adults reach their full potential. And we'd like to welcome Ann Louise Sterry as Aunt Lena. Welcome.
Hi, doll. Hi, dolls. Hi, dolls. How's everybody today? It's so nice to be here.
We're so excited to
Yeah.
have you here because Ann Louise has told us so many wonderful things about you, and they'd have such great wisdom to share.
Of course, yes.
So we always start off with tell us about yourself.
Well, it's clear, first of all, I'm a fashion icon. That's probably all you need to know. But just in case you want to know more, okay, I'm Italian. Of course, everybody's Italian aunt. And I know a lot about a lot of things. There you have it, my life story in a little package.
Well, that's wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, tell us some of you have three main kind of pearls of wisdom that you kind of live by.
I do.
Can you share some of those with us?
Yes, actually, I would love to, Kim. But just, I'm noticing you look a little pale. And I always feel that, ladies look best with a little red. So I wondered, I have to probably reapply. I'm wondering if you'd like to try a little red. It's like the communion cup, no germs.
Thank you. No, I appreciate that. I think I'll put on a little later.
You
A
sure?
little later. Yes, thank you.
If you feel like you want to have it, just let me know.
Okay, thank
Is
you.
it on my teeth?
Looks good. Looks
That's
good.
good. All right. So my pearls of wisdom. Let's see. Oh, here's the thing. 3 easy things that will change your whole life, and you don't got to spend a lot of money on this or anything. The first one, you got to make your own gravy. Now that would be spaghetti gravy.
Oh, okay.
Some of you might think that's brown gravy, or some might even think it's that white gravy you make with bacon and put on biscuits. No, spaghetti gravy. Because in our family, if you didn't make your own gravy, you got no respect for yourself or the person you're serving.
Huh?
So I say, you got to make your own gravy. You got to make your own life because nobody else can do it for you. That's one. So easy, right? Mm-hmm. 2, you got to make nice. You know what I mean? You want to get along in life? You want to get a better job? You want to get a job? You got to make nice, even if you don't like them.
Very true, very true.
Yeah. And even if there's in your family, which is sometimes harder to
Yes.
make nice with people in your family,
Yes.
that's so easy. That's all you got to remember. Make nice.
Okay.
Okay? Not just to the person in the grocery store. Okay? Make nice. And the last thing, Ann Louise already talked about this for a while, I think, in your other show when she was here, though she wasn't looking as good as me. But anyway, you got to change the words you tell yourself because that changes everything. Okay? It's so easy and so fun and so free.
No, it totally makes sense.
yeah.
When you talk about you got to make nice, it's very interesting. I had a woman on that was helping someone get a job, and we were helping to connect this gentleman, and she talked to him, and he seemed very nice. And
Yes.
and so she said, "Oh, you've got to go talk to so and so." And when this gentleman went to talk to this woman, he was kind of angry and putting himself down, and the guy called up the friend that connected them and said, I'm not sure who you sent to me, but I don't know whether he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, but I can't forward him anywhere. He was so kind of disgruntled, and he had been out of a job, and he was talking poorly about his boss, and talking, a former boss, and the guy was ready to hire him based on the recommendation of the woman, and he just wasn't, as you say, making nice, and he shot himself in the foot.
Yeah. And it's so easy. Here's something to remember also, something I don't like very much, but it's true. You always got a part in whatever the interaction is.
Yes.
So you can't always blame it on the other person because you had a part somewhere in there.
Yes.
That person who was unhappy maybe might have blamed it on the person who didn't hire him, but then he's got to look at himself, and that's what we don't like to do.
Yes.
We don't like to look at ourselves. We
Yes.
always want it to be their fault. So when you make nice, it helps you look at yourself and what you're doing. One more thing about making nice. Okay, in case you don't know this, no gossiping.
Oh.
Yeah, because when you gossip, it's like the feathers of a chicken. You pluck the feathers of a chicken, they go everywhere, and you can never get them back.
Ah.
The same thing with gossip, because that's not making nice. You start to gossip about your boss, about your friends, about anybody, and those feathers go everywhere, and someday they're going to come back to get you in the end.
Yeah, yeah.
See? So, but it's easy, but it's hard.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the one thing I wanted to say. The path is easy, but it's hard, and nobody's perfect at it, which is a good thing. You don't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Right?
That's a good point. It's a good point.
You just got to start walking along the path, and then, okay, sometimes you're going to go backwards, but then you're going to keep going forwards, and everybody has their times when they go backwards. That's something to hold on to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the road to success has a lot of bumps in it.
Yeah, and nobody gets there without having bumps. Nobody.
Right.
Just to remember that. No matter what you read in the papers or in those Star magazines or anything, nobody gets there without the bumps. A lot of people just hide the bumps.
Right. They say, oh, overnight success.
Yeah.
And then when you hear the interview, the guy says, well, yeah, I'm a sensation now, but I spent 15 years in honky tonks and, little bars and smoke-filled rooms. And
yeah. I've been spending years cooking behind the counter, and now I'm an instant overnight success.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, some people might say, these, as you say, they sound simple, and they are very straightforward, but they are hard to do. But there are simple things that you can start to do right now that don't cost a lot of money. Because our society tells us, go out and buy all these self-help books, go buy the latest, we just heard the mini iPad, go buy this, go buy that.
No. Okay, here, you want some simple things that are free? Okay, first thing, you're going to love this. Smile. Now, here's the thing. Your smile is connected to your neural networks, which releases endorphins. See, I know all about science and everything, too. I'm such a smart, up-to-date lady. I went to college when I was 70,
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, but we won't talk about that now. So you smile, it connects to your neural networks, it releases endorphins, you feel better. And here's the other thing, Kim. When you smile, the people around you start to smile because our limbic systems are connected. And you can make everyone feel better with just a little smile. Try it. Anne Louise, when she travels and you get to the airport and the people behind the counter are cranky, she starts smiling and nodding her head and she talks. Yes, I need a new seat. Yes, I have to pay for my bag. Yes, I think you can help me. Yes, my flight's delayed, whatever. She keeps smiling. And you know what? Eventually, they got to smile too. They can't resist. And when they do, she marks that up as a score for her because she knows she made someone feel better that day. See? So easy smiling, okay?
Yes.
That's one thing. Okay. Now, next thing. This is easy but hard.
Okay.
No complaining.
Oh, that is a hard one.
That's very hard. Now, I said to myself, no complaining, and I made it for first a half a day. You got to practice the no complaining because here's the thing. I said to myself, if you're not complaining, what are you talking about?
That's a good one.
It's hard, right? It's true, right? Yeah. I got the truth here in my heart. So you got to practice not complaining. And what you can do is, like, if your friend is complaining to you and you don't want to hear the complaining, you could say something like, I think I would like to change the subject right now because I need to be feeling good today. And when I'm complaining, I feel bad. So you can help people around you not complain without being snarky about it.
Right.
Don't you love that word, snarky?
That is a fun word, snarky.
Yeah, my kids taught me that word, snarky. Anyway,
snarky.
So no complaining. And there's something online, I forget who put this out, the no complaining pledge.
Oh.
You're supposed to sign the pledge and not complain for 2 weeks. Can you imagine?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's a very tough one. Yeah. But it's worth working on because it really makes you feel better.
Okay.
Okay, now here's the third one. Well, I got a whole list, but I know we don't got time for everything. Collect pearls of joy.
Collect pearls of joy.
And let me tell you about pearls of joy. So, pearls of joy. Because I love the bling. So pearls go with me. But pearls is a kind of a garlic in China that's called pearl garlic. And so I thought I was going to say a garlic clove of joy, but it didn't sound quite so nice as pearls of joy. So pearls of joy, it's like little gratitudes, little things that make you feel nice in your day. Everybody has them, even if they think they don't. You know what I mean? So like one of my pearls today is being here with yous. This is so nice. It's making me feel good. And I hope it's making yous feel good. Of course it is. Of course it is. So collect them. Think about them in a day. Maybe it's just seeing the sunshine, Maybe it's just, somebody said, well, when I'm in traffic driving, I don't find any pearls of joy. I said, well, you're driving, aren't you? You got a car.
Yes. Yeah. No,
right?
Right. Some people can't drive.
Right. You got to think about all those little things and you can share them. Now, I say, when you go home to your house, you could share them with your family. And wouldn't it be amazing if your whole family shared their little pearls of joy? Just think how that would change the atmosphere in your house.
Yes. Well,
Right?
I have to share one of my pearls of joy was you offering to kiss James when he saw your outfit, because the look on James's face and David's as well was fantastic.
And it wasn't. I'm going to still try it again. So one day I was telling a lady this, I was doing a speech, because I do speeches for big companies and associations, and I was telling this to the audience, and the lady came back the next day and she says to me, "You changed my life." I said, "Really?"
Wow.
She said, "Because I realized that every night when I go home, my husband and I complain all the time instead of sharing the wonderful things that happen, no matter how little. So I said to him, let's talk about the good things that happened in our day." Then she said to me, it took a little convincing, but I got him to go there. And you know what? We both felt much better that night.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? It's just
Fantastic. Rewiring your brain for joy. Okay.
Yes, it's amazing. We don't want to have these simple things. We want it to be complicated.
Right.
Because then we can say we can't do it.
Right. And it's also, it's a lens of a camera, kind of how you focus. I forget who said it, but they said, like, if you go to a party, you can choose to focus at the couple who's fighting in the corner about what happened earlier, what they didn't do, or you could focus on the people in the kitchen who are happily making the food that they want to share with everyone, or on the person who's celebrating at the party. You have that choice on what you want to focus on in your life, and you can always find things that aren't going the way you want.
But why not focus on the things that are? Even when you have to do something like we all have to do stuff we don't like, right? Even myself. With all the people that help me, with all the people that do things for me, I even have Il Tuttofare, my handyman at home. He helps me do everything. Even with all that, I gotta sometimes do things myself, you know what I mean? So like, for instance, maybe you're gonna have to wash the dishes. Or maybe your mother wants you to do a chore, and you don't wanna do it. So you gotta just change the thought. Think to yourself, at least I got 2 hands, I could do a chore.
Yes.
You know, you got to think about these things.
Yes.
Or you could say to yourself, while I'm doing this chore, I'm going to sing, because that's another way to raise your endorphin level.
Yeah.
Do you like to sing, Kim?
I love to sing, yes.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Want me to teach you a little song? We got time for that?
Yeah, we have time for that,
Okay,
sure.
because this is a song that's going to help your brain rewire.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready.
And your audience, they're never going to forget this.
Okay.
Neither are you.
Okay.
It's called You Gotta Make Your Own Gravy.
Okay.
Because that's what we talked about, right?
Yes.
So it just goes like this. I'll sing it once, and you can sort of sing along. You didn't know you were going to sing today,
No,
did you?
I wasn't prepared.
I know. That's okay. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. See how easy that is?
Yeah, that's
Now-
got a nice ring to it. Yeah.
And you remember, so when you're having a day when you're not feeling like making your own gravy, sing the song to yourself.
Okay.
Now you could just hum along. You want to try?
Sure, sure.
All right, here we go. Snapping is good.
Okay, snapping is good.
Now,
okay,
if we
I'm
were
gonna teach
standing
this
up-
to my son. He
Yeah,
would
yes,
love this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he loves to sing.
Yes, and if we were standing up, we could move our hips too, because that's good when you get old. Moving your hips is good.
Okay.
Otherwise, they get stuck.
Right, you don't use it, you lose
No,
it.
you're telling me, babe. So here we go. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. You gotta make your own gravy. 'Cause ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Okay, you remember that song, and your audience too. Remember this song.
Okay.
It's gonna help them.
All right, no,
I
it
swear.
sounds fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, next question. I'm ready.
Well, you talk about a couple different things. You have some advice on love that's sort of interesting.
Love. Now, here's the thing about love. In my family, we said you marry first time for money, second time for love, because then you have the money to do what you want with the one you love. A lot of people don't follow that advice. Anne Louise didn't. She married the guy. She's still married to him 38 years later. She's got the love, but not the money. But I guess she's happy. I don't know. I was married 3 times. Now I'm looking for love. But I got the money.
Oh, good, okay.
But the other thing about love, I'll tell you something serious. Okay. I just went to this wedding of a young couple. Here's what I said to them. 1, hug a lot. Really important to hug a lot.
Okay.
2, laugh a lot. Because laughing, as well as raising your endorphin levels and helping you lose weight because it burns calories, it also makes a lot of things better.
Yeah.
So if you can laugh together, even when things are really bad, it's going to be okay. And the last thing I want to say about love is even love and even making nice, even in this world, you got to forgive. That's the thing. No matter how long it takes, because you forgive not for the person, but for you.
Right.
Because when you forgive, that burden goes away. And the other person feels better just by the by. So when you're in love, those are things you got to think about. Hug, laugh, forgive. I should write a book. I did write a book.
I was going to say, I thought you had a book. What is the name of your book?
My book is called Aunt Lena's Cucina, Aunt Lena's Kitchen. And it has all recipes from the family we've been cooking for centuries, plus all my wisdom written around the recipes, plus gorgeous pictures of me that are like collector's items.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
Okay, that would be great. Now, if someone was interested in getting in touch with you, if they wanted you to come and speak at one of their events, or they wanted to get a book, how would they get in touch with you?
Well, they could get in touch with me through Anne Louise.
Oh, okay, great.
You know her website. Are we going to flash it up there on the thing?
Yes, we're going to send it up, yep.
Yeah, that Anne Louise's website, www.anne-louise.com. She'll get in touch with me.
Oh, good, okay. She's the conduit for everything. Good.
Yeah.
She helps you do a lot of things. Yep, so your
Yes.
website is up, and so there are different ways.
Yes.
If someone wanted a motivational speaker, a
yes.
humorist, or a personal coach to come and work with them
yes.
on different issues.
It's an
Fantastic.
MC. I do MCing.
Oh, cool, okay.
Absolutely. They can go to our Facebook. It's Anne Louise is Aunt Lena. We're both on there together.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and you could like talk to us there. We could talk to you back.
Oh, good, okay.
Yeah, we love that.
Oh, good, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
fine,
You
fantastic.
sure you don't want some red?
I think I'll wait. I think
right.
I'll wait. But thank you. No, it is tempting. My mother would probably agree. I could use a little more color, but
I'll talk to her later.
yeah, tell her later. She's a big proponent of the smile too.
Oh, yes.
She thinks, it does. It makes a difference. Just like if you yawn, other people yawn.
Yes.
The smile is very contagious, so it's important, very important to
Absolutely.
smile.
Yeah.
Now, you also have wisdom on golf.
Oh, golf. Golf. Now, let me just tell you about golf. I don't play golf myself, but I've been like at the golf tournaments, helping the chambers of commerce, those
Oh,
kind of
yes.
things. Yeah. And they put me on the hole where they have like the hole-in-one for $5,000. No one ever makes it. So I get to watch what they're doing and hand out stuff. And here's what I observed, okay? Most people, they can't even get their ball to the green. Okay, it goes there or it goes there. So after observing this for 2 whole days, I developed my own theory of play. Here's what you do. Okay. If you want the ball to go there,
Yeah.
but you usually hit it over there, you just turn your body the opposite way. It's gonna go. Right?
Right?
And the same for the other side.
Yeah.
It's so easy. I don't know why they never thought of that.
Yeah.
So I talked to the golf pro at this one place, and I told him this idea, and he was not impressed.
No, he didn't like that theory, no.
And he said, it's all in your wrist. And I said, it would be much easier if you just taught them what I told you. What's the problem? But he does not. He wanted to have his own way. But your listeners could try that.
Okay.
Just face the other way.
Yes.
You're going to be winning.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's very
I
important.
know. Anything else you want to know, Doc?
Well, you have a slogan that you live by.
Yes. Well, pretty much, I think the slogan is, audacious joy.
Audacious joy.
It's the bottom line. Remember I said, no matter how you slice the salami, it's the bottom line. So you got to find that joy for yourself through some of those things I told you, and then you got to keep it deep inside, because no matter what happens, and I'm not telling you, Kim, doll, that if you have this audacious joy, your life is going to be perfect. No, nobody's life is perfect. Your people should know that. Everybody's got the problems. Can you believe? Hard to believe, as beautiful as I am, and up to date, I've had my problems too. Your life is never perfect, but when you got that audacious joy, here's what happens. You move through things with less stress. Because,
Yes.
by the way, stress is a construct, it's not real. I don't know if we have time to discuss that.
Well, you could tell us a little bit about that, because it's interesting, because it is true. We put the stress on ourselves.
Yes.
And we say, we've got to get this done. Well, who says? And
Yeah.
sometimes I say, well, who decided that? And then you say, I'm going to take that stress off.
Yes, we make that. Okay, so stress is a physiological reaction in your body. Mm-hmm. We used to have that reaction because we were chased by saber-toothed tigers. That's no longer true.
Right.
So, but we tell ourselves we're stressed, and we get the same reaction.
Yes.
And it makes our body sick. You just got to change those words. You don't got to tell yourself you're stressed. You got to say, I have a few things to do today, and I'll get done what I need to, whatever. But our culture tells us, be stressed, because if you're stressed, you're important. That means you're busy. That means you have a lot of things to do. But it's not true. Just change the words. Go countercultural.
Countercultural, I like that.
Tell yourself, I do not have stress, because nobody really does. We just make it up.
Right, and we have to approach it. I used to
Yes.
work in Boston University Center for Psychiatric Rehabilitation, and I stacked my clients when I first started. So I had a client one after one after one after the other, and I was very stressed about it because I had to see so many clients.
Yes.
And then I realized I wasn't helping me, I wasn't helping them.
Right.
I lessened my schedule. I was able to work better with people, and I was able to say, I'll get done in the day what I can do.
Yes.
So it's kind of thinking around the construct, what works for you, what doesn't work for you.
Exactly, doll. That's exactly what it is. And if you take that word out of your vocabulary, I taught Anne Louise that, you're going to feel much better. And it's all about feeling better, right?
Yes.
It's all about me.
So it's important to think about, but that is,
Yes.
so many people don't think about that. They think, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. What's going to happen if you don't pick up the laundry on your way home? Okay, well, it's still going to be there tomorrow.
Right. That's right. We make these things up in our heads.
Right.
And then we accept them, and we don't have to. We got to remember that. We don't have to accept that.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so
if
much
you
better.
don't pick up the milk on the way home, well,
gonna
you can
be all
have
right.
oatmeal.
Right.
Instead.
Yeah,
you know?
it's always another way.
Right, there's always a different way around
There's
it.
always different way. You just have to take that word out of your vocabulary and remember to tell yourself, I get done what I need to get done.
Right, absolutely. That's what I say. I get done the most important things I need
Right.
to do today. And if they go on the
Right.
list for tomorrow, they go on
Right.
the list for tomorrow.
And then you're much healthier because your body doesn't have that stress reaction.
Yeah, you don't feel, because you can feel the stress in your whole body.
Yes, you feel much calmer, more relaxed, and it makes your skin better, like mine. You know,
Yeah.
even though I'm so old, your skin looks better. Yeah, good.
It's true. It's just the substitutions, because you think it has to be done in a certain way. Do you have that in your recipe book? When, you
Yes.
know, one day we came home and we're like, we've got to make pizza. Okay, and we make special Mexican pizza, and we needed the
Mexican pizza?
Mexican pizza. It's very interesting. We use a wheat dough. You have to try it. It's good.
All
You
right,
might, maybe it's in your next book.
All right, maybe Mexican. Can we call it something else besides pizza? Can we
Okay.
call it a piece of dough with stuff on it?
We could. Well,
All
we'll
right.
have to think of the name, just like
All
we
right.
don't like the mini iPad. It's not a
Right.
great name. We'll work on the name
All right,
for
but anyway, go
Mexican
ahead with your
pizza.
Mexican pizza.
So we came home, and normally you put beans, refried beans, and then you put salsa, and then you put cheese, and it's on this
Oh.
wheat dough, and it's actually quite fantastic. You
Oh.
pop it in the oven for
Okay.
and we love it at
All
our
right,
house.
sounds good. I'm hungry.
Okay, sounds good. And so one day we didn't have refried beans, and we thought, what are we going to do? Oh no, we really wanted pizza.
Right.
And we just took the beans and we refried them. So it's something we hadn't done, but we looked in the recipe book. What do you do? And it just says, fry your regular beans. So it seems like this very complicated thing to
know.
do, but it wasn't. So,
Yeah. And you know, here's another easy way. I love it. Okay, I'm going to call it something else, but it sounds good. I'll try it. So here's another thing. When you wake up in the morning, say to yourself, I am creating a day of joy.
Oh, I love that. I am creating a day of joy. Okay.
Okay? Do we got time for me to talk about that another minute?
We've
Not
got
really.
Yep, we've just got to wrap up. So
All right.
if you want to tell us, that can be your final
My
inspirational.
final inspiration. I
Yes,
love. Okay.
yes.
As
We'll
though I
go
had-
out on a.
Okay, we'll go out on a big note. Okay, so tell yourself that in the morning, because when you tell yourself that in the morning, before you get out of bed or in the shower, your brain's going to hold on to that. And during the day, if things aren't good, it just comes back to you. I am creating a day of joy, and it changes your day.
Wow, I'm creating a day of joy. I love
Yes,
that.
yes. And it could be a day of joy and peace, a day of joy and focus, whatever you want, a day of companionship. And you tell yourself that, and it happens.
Wow, because your brain does believe what
Yes.
you tell it. It's very key. If you
Yes.
tell yourself, I'm dumb or I'm stupid, the brain will
Yes.
find ways to answer that question. But
Right.
if you say, how can I have a day of joy?
Yes.
How can I have a day where I connect with people? Or how can I find a great job match?
Right.
Your brain will come up with ideas. Well, you could do an informational interview. Well, you could send out a
Yes.
resume. Oh, you could
Yes.
talk to that person. So it's making it positive. It's
Right.
laying almost the groundwork, the tracks
Right.
for joy.
And don't forget to collect your pearls.
Yes.
You could get your people to write down their pearls of joy when they're talking with you to make them feel better, you know?
Oh, great.
We could have a big pearl of joy board.
Wow, that would be fantastic.
I have a lot of ideas for you, but I know I have to go.
Well, it's been a wonderful pleasure, Aunt Lena. I'm so glad that you came on. I'm so glad that Anne Louise suggested that we have you on, because I think you've had a lot of things to share with our audience, because when you're job hunting, it's so easy to look at the negative and you know, be prepared when that, you know, interview doesn't go
Yes.
well. But to stay on track and remember, well, what did go well that day? What can you do? And how can you
Yes.
take responsibility and make your own gravy?
Yes, and just have a little gravy at dinner. Makes you feel better, too.
That's true. That's true. Well, fantastic. Thank you very much. And I'd like to say thank you to our audience for tuning in to Picking Up the Pieces, where we dare to persevere and help young adults and everyone really reach their full potential. And I'd like to say thank you to our audience for tuning in. We very much
Yes.
appreciate it. And thank you to the Department of Mental Health for sponsoring our show. And this is Kim Bissett saying, we'd like you to look out for that person who just might be in need of your extra support to help them reach their full potential, and share your pearls of joy with them and help them discover their own. Thank you.
Wouldn't that be fabulous?
Yes, yes.
Because when you